Hello, I'm Vara,
And I'm Roxy.
and you're listening to VCR. Hey, Roxy, how are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Right, well,
It's been
I
absolutely it's
guess.
been absolutely crazy for me. So,
Yeah.
absolutely insane, as you know, and now the audience will know. So, Brutus, my third co-host here, is going blind. So I don't know exactly what to make of that. We're going to be taking him back to the vet today, so we'll see what happens, and kind of going from there. But poor Brutus. So.
Poor baby.
But yeah, we'll see where that ends up. But it's been absolutely crazy. But before we get into the crazy, there's something we need to do. Roxy, we need to do this for a minute, and we're going to do it now. So I'm going to do what I do and share screen with you. And not this, but ladies and gentlemen, this.
What
Comic
the-
Palooza in Houston,
Woo!
Texas. Clearly May the 24th through the 26th at the George R. Brown Convention Center. You can get your tickets, buy passes. It is a absolute delight. Me and Roxy have been going for the past 3 years. We always have a good time. It
Yep.
has been absolutely amazing. Come also check out what is Roxy going to be this year. Like, I think first year she went as Raven
David.
from the Teen Titans, and then she went as sexy Darth Vader the next year. And this year, I don't know. I don't know what she's gonna be.
We'll
Yep.
see.
We will see, but I am personally probably just gonna wear a T-shirt that says "Pretend I'm a superhero" or something fun like that. So something creative, use your imagination. I can be whatever you want me to be. So,
Mhm.
and also just a plug. I shouldn't be plugging, but I'm gonna plug. These three guys will be at Comic Palooza. The Back to the Future cast will be there as one of the guests,
Yay.
along with John Cena and Roxy's personal favorite and all-time crush. Who is that again? Robert something, Mr. Freddy Krueger,
Pretty
something like
good.
that. So Freddy Krueger will be there
Yeah.
as well. So come down, check it out. It's a lot of fun. We enjoy it, so we will definitely be there. Again, it's the Georgia Club Convention Center, and just to mention, it is the second largest comic convention in the United States, largest in the South. So there's a little something, something for you. Anyway, so there's that. And now let's get on to it. So Roxy, we've all heard the stigma of crazy women, or insane women, and I think some of my stories that we've told on this show have been a testament to crazy women. But nonetheless, regardless of my dating stories, I just want to put it out there that crazy women are a real thing. They very
Hmm.
much
Yes,
are.
we are. I mean, yes, they are.
I know. I do a show with one every Tuesday.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, the shit that comes out of her mouth and the shit she puts me through is like,
I
oh my
just,
God,
keep you
how
on your
did I
toes.
do this? So yes, so crazy does exist out there, but today we're gonna look at literally crazy women. Not serial killers. Roxy made it clear we're not gonna look at serial killers. We are literally looking at insane women. And we've picked some really good stories for y'all. Two of them, actually, I'm going to go with three. I'm going to send a loop to Roxy here that she isn't aware of. Three of them are things you can find on Netflix. And I have a couple of nice news articles coming out of here in the great state of Texas that
Mm.
indicate that you should just probably run. Dealer's choice, Roxy, Netflix or the news?
Ooh, let's do Netflix.
Netflix, the news it is. Let's
I
see
knew
what's
you were going to say
happening in Texas. So, first things first, let's go ahead and
that.
again do what I do and share screen with you for a second time. I have to, of course, I want to make sure I get this right. Now, before we go into the absolute crazies, I want to share something with Roxy that kind of just defies crazy and defines, what we go through. Yes, this is one of the things we're dealing with. But this little gem here, Roxy, I think you'll get a kick out of this, shall we? One, two, three. Audio when it's ready to start
Hey,
over.
Tyler, are you on your way to algebra?
Yeah, I'll see you there.
You're awful!
The preceding joke was brought to you by men.
Men, we don't know what we did.
Hey, Tyler.
This is very true. This is more true than what we care to know. It's like what the fuck is happening here? But yeah, so it's one of those things. I am trying to get Roxy back on my screen because I can't see her for some reason. I just, I want to be able to see her when she's ignoring me. I mean, because
No, I like it when you can't see when I'm ignoring you.
yeah, I know, but I definitely enjoy uh being able to see
Watching me ignore
her.
you.
Yeah, watching her ignore me and being like, oh, hey, I'm ignoring you just blatantly. Uh
Yeah.
Here we go. Zoom constantly updates things. That's what we use. And then they change things around. I'm like, why isn't it just there? So now I can see you ignore me. But anyway, so that was a little fun thing into our world of crazy. So we're going to start with the Netty flicks. And we're going to start with one that we've already talked about on the show, but I think just brings it the fuck home for this topic. Uh
Jeez.
Lover, Stalker, Killer. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's a documentary on Netflix about hour 30. Came out this year. Me and Roxy both saw it, and we were both like, what the fuck is happening here? Like, literally, it was
Yeah. I was like, what?
mind blowing. Um, so Lover, Stalker, Killer is about this woman who becomes obsessed, absolutely obsessed with this man. And the sad thing is, and
One day, right?
yeah, it was like actually not even, it was a couple of dates. Just becomes absolutely obsessed with him, starts stalking him, creates a whole other person that, she ends up kind of using this second persona as, oh my God, this woman's stalking you. In
Hmm.
reality, it was her the whole time, and she killed someone to steal their identity to set them up to look like they're the stalker. And in reality, they weren't the stalker because they were dead. Uh,
That whole thing was nuts. Like that is some serious plotting.
it really, I mean,
Like
seriously,
that
that
is,
that is plotting. That is, you know, very methodical what she
yeah.
did. Like this woman, even on like no joke, shot her own self to make it seem like it was someone else who was doing
Took
this.
herself into the woods or some shit out into the
Yeah,
sticks and shot
it
herself.
was
Like,
it was a
what in the
field. She went
world?
out, shot herself, and I was like, "Sweet baby Jesus, what is wrong with
That's
you?"
a special kind of cuckoo.
That's a special kind of psycho right there. I
Like,
mean,
oh my
it just
goodness. Like to
it
hurt yourself?
yeah, I mean, like who does that type of situation, you
I
know?
I can't even wax myself, much less shoot myself. No. Like no.
It's like, yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry.
It's just
I have the inability to do things.
I
Uh,
know you can't multitask for
yeah, I
crap.
cannot do a multitask for anything. It is just me and my insanity. So, but the reason I'm going into
Mhm.
this is because I want
We all
y'all to
had jobs
see
here,
the
do
other
different
stuff
things. Nick
that
got the DJ job.
I am looking at. Not Duran Duran. This is new, but un
I was like, what is that?
Duran, because they're hungry like the wolf. Oh my God, that's bad
Yeah.
plastic surgery. So, uh, one that is just really, really fascinating. I'm not going to share the audios because the issue with sharing the audio is that it kind of blocks us. But this bad boy right here, what Jennifer did?
Ooh, that one there.
Yes, me and Roxy
Man, I
both
watched that
checked
one
that
and was
out.
like, what?
Yes, what Jennifer did was absolutely crazy. What she did was crazy. Let's go with that. It's one of the
Yeah.
top 10 on Netflix right now, but it's a story about this young girl, Jennifer Pan is her name,
Hmm.
and this takes place in Canada, in this little suburban home in Canada. And what happens is you know what? Unfortunately, there's going to be spoilers in this show, so if you don't
Yeah.
want this to be spoiled, I
Don't
don't know what to
listen.
tell you.
Come
Don't know
back
what
and
to tell.
listen after you
I mean,
watch.
come back after you watch it, but seriously, so Jennifer Pan is this young lady who goes off and she basically, she's a teenage girl having this hard time in life as most teenage girls do, right?
Hmm.
But her it just got worse for her. So the things that this girl did, because she had, clearly she's Asian. She has a very strict Asian family, strict mother, strict father. And the thing is, they expect her to do good things. Like, I mean, I think in reality, all parents expect their children to do good things and to go out there and become great, right? Uh,
Yeah.
they apparently put a lot of pressure on her, and that was a huge, huge issue. What ends up happening for her is that the pressure became too much. It became so bad that literally she faked going to college, and she ended up printing a fake degree and all this other stuff to try to fool her parents because she didn't do very good in school. Matter of fact, she was doing very badly in school,
Hmm.
and I guess she just couldn't come to her parents about that. But the thing that she also did very badly in school was who she chose for a boyfriend.
Hmm.
Um, and one of the things that she chose for a boyfriend was this guy who was I'm not even gonna say big time, he was a petty drug dealer,
Yeah,
small
definitely petty
time
drug dealer.
drug dealer. She falls in love with him. They've been together for like 7 years, so they've been together for a very long time. In that time, what ends up happening is, of course, she's in love with him, he's in love with her, but the parents are an issue.
Yeah, the dad said over my dead body.
Yeah, and that kind of literally almost happens. So what
Yeah.
happens is that she arranges through her boyfriend, she arranges for other people to show up at the house to kill her parents. And sadly, successfully they killed her mom. They shot the dad, but the dad ended up living and was taken to the hospital. When the dad
Yeah,
comes
he was
out,
like in
yeah,
critical condition, right? They had to
yeah.
induce him like an induced coma.
And then eventually he is out of the coma, and then he explains what happened, and she is what happened. And she ends up confessing it too, that, you know, she had let these people in to kill the parents because things were just too much for her and that she wanted to be with her boyfriend and she couldn't be with her boyfriend. So I think the boyfriend's even charged in this with some
Hmm.
type of, involvement. Canadian law is different than the US. As far as we're concerned, he would have been just right up there too with her in the US. So, that is this story. She is just totally. The sad thing is she's so young. She's
Yeah.
only a teenager and she's so young and
It
she
was like
did
what,
this.
18, 19?
Something like that, yeah. And over here faking life, faking that she's doing well because she can't speak to her parents or like her parents aren't open to it. Now I don't know the trauma and issues behind that, but let this also be a lesson to parents too. Maybe sometimes you do need to hear what your kids are saying.
You know,
I get you want to protect them and have them do successful in life. Maybe
but
your
maybe not be
version,
so hard on them.
yeah, maybe your version of success isn't their version of success. Maybe you have a lot of parents, oh, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be a lawyer,
Hmm.
you're going to do this. And maybe that's not what they want to do. So there are some grounds there where you should probably listen to that before your daughter goes out and hires people to kill you.
Yeah.
Because apparently that is a thing, and it pretty much happened in
She and
Canada.
she really thought this out too, because she thought about how they were gonna tie her up
Hmm.
and how she was gonna like what she was gonna say when she called the police, and she
Hmm.
had everything down.
But the thing
Like,
is, because she's so young and they didn't really think everything, that's what kind of screwed things up too.
mhm,
Yes, we're looking for the three people that were that they had caught on the neighbor's video camera.
mhm.
But the thing is, she kept screwing up with her stories. It kept getting inconsistent. It kept getting longer and longer.
Yeah.
And so there are things that she was saying and doing that were tripping her up. And she couldn't deal with it anymore. It was just too much for her, as it should be for a kid who just off their parents.
Right.
Roxy, what did you think about this film?
The documentary had me just I was stunned. I was just like, how? Like you really couldn't talk to your parents that bad that you just tried to kill them for your freedom?
Hmm. Hmm.
Like that that's just a lot to wrap your brain around.
It is. I mean, it's totally wrong. I'm not justifying what she did, but I don't know what her parents did to make her feel like, hey, the only way out of here is to kill you. So, that kind of says a lot in itself too.
Yeah.
That you feel like the only way out of a situation is to kill your parents.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know there's always two sides to the story. What she did was completely wrong, horrible, but it also begs the question, what exactly were they putting her through to make her kind of feel that way or to do that? I get it, she wants to be with a boyfriend and all that other good stuff, and she's in love with her boyfriend and they don't want.
Yeah.
And
And I
I
know
get.
that played a big part in it too.
Yeah, and I get that. He's a loser. He's a drug user.
And
He is.
when
And
they showed him, I'm like, this guy?
yeah, I was like, and
That's the guy?
that's the guy you want to go to jail for,
Okay.
and I get that. I totally get that, but that's something that she didn't see, and maybe there's a better way to handle the situation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Not my journey,
It
but
was just a very trippy story. Like
yes.
I can't imagine hating your family that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't really imagine it either. One thing that I will say that I absolutely loved, here's the loop I'm going to send you through, Roxy. I'm just going to see if it's here up just right now, just kind of anywhere available on my Netflix screen. Netflix, feel free to sponsor us. It is
Yeah,
not
right.
up here. Is not up here. How sad that it's not up here. You would think it would be. All right. So let me type this in because this one is one that I saw and I know I told you about it.
Hmm.
And here it is. Of course, Baby Reindeer.
Oh yeah,
This
you did tell me
one
about that.
is insane. This is all over the news right now.
Hmm.
Um, it is a absolutely crazy, crazy story. I thought I had it bad when I had a stalker. And, but
Uh,
this guy here, his name is Richard Gadd. So this is actually the real Richard Gadd, Roxy, this guy right here. So
mhm.
he's the one who was in reality actually stalked.
Yeah, this
And
is his like true story,
yeah,
right?
it's a true story. It's all based on him. It is mind blowing what this man went through. Like, literally. And the text messages that they use in the show are the actual text messages that she sent him.
Wow.
And so the text messages, the letters, the voice recordings were the actual things that, she sent to him in this time period. Now, there's a lot going on here. He will admit there's some gray area as to this happening. She was a very, very serious stalker, and she had a very serious history of this before even stalking him. She stalked someone else and went
Dang.
to prison for it.
Wow.
Part of the issue that kind of makes me feel really bad for this guy is and for those of you who have triggers, get prepared. I'm
Trigger
gonna
warning.
drop a trigger here. So part of this man's Richard Gadd's story is that he was very desperate to get into the business, the television industry, the movie industry, try to make it big as a comedian. And so he started hanging around some people, and he ends up being drugged and sexually assaulted while he was high because this guy is grooming him type of situation. So he doesn't feel great about himself type of situation. And so the attention that the stalker Martha is giving him is kind of a little bit welcomed because he wants to
At
feel
first, right?
at first because he wants to feel loved. He really does want to feel love, and she's just showering him with compliments and all the
Mhm.
goes in every day and sits at the bar where he works. But the thing is, it gets worse and worse. She starts calling and harassing his parents and all this other stuff. It totally
I
goes
always gotta take it
psycho.
too far.
Yeah, it goes totally psycho. And you know, he has to start getting the police involved. But the sad thing about it is at the beginning, the police really were just like brushing it off. They're like, well, we need more evidence. We need more blah, blah. They didn't take it as seriously as they should have until, he literally begs them to look up this woman's name that they will find a history. And then finally, the police officer did it and realized, oh
Oh,
God,
shit.
this
We
is
do
this
have a
is
problem.
yeah, this is a huge massive problem. So it's very interesting, very fascinating. I'm gonna tell you this. There's a reason why it's called Baby Reindeer. I'm not going to spoil that for you. You're not going to find there's 7 episodes to this show. They're only 30 minutes each. And the truth is that you will find out what the reason is why she refers to him as baby reindeer in the last one. And it's kind of touching and sad and heartbreaking. But
Oh,
everything this man went through was absolutely sad and heartbreaking. It is a very dark comedy, uh, but it's absolutely fabulous. I cannot recommend this movie enough. So definitely jump into it. Roxy, you need to jump in.
definitely will give it a watch.
Yes, you need to give it a watchy. And
I'll watch it probably tonight.
let's go into something a little more interesting. So we've seen these documentaries, the Netflix stuff about, crazy women. But let's look at something maybe a little bit more realistic. Let's look at
Okay.
real crazy women here.
And we're not looking at me.
Damn it. It's definitely you, Roxy.
No, not me. I'm not crazy.
I need help. I feel safe enough now to say I need help.
I need help.
Someone help me. All right, so let's get into something really interesting here. So there is this one, but this is the one I really want to deal with. And let's go ahead and look at this. This woman has been
Oh,
sentenced to
goodness.
death. Miss Tyler Parker, at age 29, was sentenced to death. And her story is just bizarre as bizarre can be.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a bit of flavoring. Now, mind you, the slaying, she killed someone in 2020. And It's 2024, so just to let you know, it's been a moment.
Yeah.
But just to show you how crazy women are, um, and men, listen to what I'm about to tell you, okay? So, Miss Tyler Parker here was involved in a relationship with a guy. Now, the guy I'm not going to mention, who cares? But the guy is getting kind of tired of her because apparently she also has lying issues and coming up with these grand stories about things, right? In order to keep him. So, he's going to break up with her. And he's going to do it. He's going, I'm going to break up with you. And
I'm
then
gonna do it.
bust out with the secret weapon that all women will use at some point. What's that secret weapon, Roxy?
I don't know. I don't know what you mean by all women.
Uh-huh. So, yeah. All right.
What you mean
So,
by that?
yes, yeah. She's gonna play the innocent card
I would never
for
use that to keep
for
a man.
when.
The
Oh,
fuck?
do what? You'd never do what? What is it that
I
you
would
would
never
never?
use any excuse to keep a man.
Oh, any excuse,
Bye.
yeah. Anyway,
Bye.
long story short, the excuse is that she's, oh my God, I'm pregnant. And yeah. And so what ends up happening is she fakes a whole ass pregnancy. Like, no joke. She fakes a pregnancy to keep this
That's
guy. This
insane.
guy is willing to stay because he wants to be there for his child. Right now, I'm going to Google this because I didn't know this was a real thing. And I want to see uh, how real this is. Fake my pregnancy.
Oh yeah, that's a real thing.
Uh-huh.
The website.
Yeah.
I heard about that and I was like, this cannot be real.
Clear. No shit. You can buy fucking fake old. Look at this. Fakebaby.com. Why does this exist, people?
Oh my gosh.
Look who's pregnant. $9.99. Fake ultrasounds.
This has got to be like a gag, right?
No, this fucking look at it. It's real for $10, $5. You know what?
Oh,
No. Look at this shit. Look at the
not the
ultrasound.
3D ones too.
Mm-hmm. You can also buy fake baby bumps.
Oh
How
my
can
gosh.
I
See,
get
that
his
I knew.
attention?
That I
Look at
knew.
this. Look, how can I get his attention? We can help. Oh my God. Fakebaby.com. Go get
Wow.
your mind blown. But anyway,
See,
back.
it says right there, the best gag gift.
Yeah, they have to legally say gag gift. But
Right.
anyway, so this woman here ends up going to this site. I don't know if it's particularly this site, but a similar site. And she buys fake ultrasounds and she buys the fake rubber belly. That way she can start showing that she's pregnant, right?
Mhm.
And eventually it's time for her to poop this kid out. But it's, how's she going to do that? It's been
Yeah.
fake. And then the boyfriend starts catching on, hey, something ain't right here. So she needs to buy time. Now they're supposed to go in and take her to get induced for labor, right? And so what she does is she calls the hospital and puts in a bomb threat, which shuts the hospital down, which buys her time. But then this psychopath, like no joke, went over to visit her friend who was 21 at the time and is still 21, knocked her unconscious with a hammer, and then I think killed her with a scalpel as well, and then used that scalpel to remove the baby from her friend because her friend was pregnant and about to give birth. And then takes this baby, like no shit, rips the baby out of her, takes it, and is driving erratically down the road to get to the hospital because she was going to go to the hospital and say, oh my God, I pooped this out. Register this baby to me, birth certificate. It's my baby, right? Now, luckily, a state police officer had pulled her over, and she's like, "Oh my God, look at that!" And the officer was like, "Oh my God, police escort drove her ass over there, right? As
Mhm.
well as he should." But then, here's the thing: the baby dies. And then, of course, she just gave birth, right? So now they have to clean her up and make sure
Right.
she's okay. So they're cleaning her up, and then they realize, wait a minute, you didn't give birth.
Right.
Not just because you didn't give birth, but we found that you had a hysterectomy several years ago. So there's no
This.
fucking
God
way you could
bless.
have ever have given birth. And so this psychopath goes on trial. She did this in the absolute wrong state and has received the death sentence, or the death penalty, or what we call a Friday night here in Texas. Uh,
Right. Biblical Friday.
so, I'm sure if she was in like some other state, they would be, oh, her mental condition, and we're just giving her life. Nope, that ain't happening here. So she has the penalty here in Texas. So absolutely
I just want to know, like, how
mind-blowing.
she made it through this whole pregnancy. Like, wouldn't you have to go to doctor's appointments? Wouldn't you have to do like, there's certain things that you have to do through your pregnancy. Like, did she do any of those? Like, did she really go through and think through all of that and go to the appointments? Like,
I
that's
don't know. I mean,
crazy. That
clearly
is
she was saying
so
something
insane.
absolutely insane. So let's say one of our audience members, maybe you've gone through something like this. Maybe you want to share that with us, and we would love for you to share that with us. We really, really would.
Please.
Definitely reach out to us at the VCR Show at gmail.com, our website, thevcrshow.com, our YouTube channel, thevcrshow.com, and our Twitter and Insta at the VCR Show. And
The
you,
VCQ show?
huh?
The VCQ show?
The VCR Show.
Oh, okay,
Yeah, that one. Or and you could go check out you better not be doing another show without me. You could go check out Roxy's fun pertinence and offer her a baby bump.
No, thank you. Please. I will disrespectfully decline.
At her social medias, which are
On Facebook at Roxy Perez Curvy Model, on Instagram at PopRox428, and on TikTok at ThePoproxx. And Poprox is spelled Poproxx.
and until next time, I'm Vara,
And I'm Roxy.
and you've been listening to VCR.
Bye.
Bye-bye. You have been listening to VCR, creative content by Richard Christopher Vara and Roxy Perez. Logo by Richard Christopher Vara with assistance from Annie Ramirez. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can reach us at thevcrshow@gmail.com or our social medias at Instagram and Twitter at The VCR Show. And you can also check out our content at thevcrshow.com. The show song is Addict by Nefex, instrumental, and you can find them on YouTube Music Library.